Now, on this first weekend of 1972, we take a few minutes to look back at some of the moments that interested and excited us in 1971. It's not a review of the year as such, it's just a random dip into the action of the past 12 months. And we have to begin with the team of the year. Unquestionably, of course, Arsenal. In one memorable week last May, they clinched the league and cup double. Remember how they went to Tottenham, of all places, on that last Monday night, needing a goalless draw or a victory to win the title. Ray Kennedy saw that it was a victory.
Kinnear now for Tottenham. Could be getting himself into trouble here. Not a very good pass back there across the goal. George is onto it very quickly for the Arsenal. Across that goal, Radford and Jennings to punch it away. Picking themselves up, Kinnear still down and the ball still in play. Here comes the cross again. Kennedy with a header and a goal. The goal that Arsenal have wanted and have fought for all night.
The crowd of the year, again Arsenal's, for the way they outsang the cop choir at Wembley that day, with a song, in fact, that we launched from our own Big Match studio here. This is how the Arsenal crowd did it at Wembley. Well, the bravest act of the year, for that we go not to a performance on the field, but to a manager under great stress. Chelsea's Dave Sexton was convinced last September that Peter Osgood could give him more than he was. In fact, it left him frustrated and angry that he couldn't get through to his brilliant centre-forward. But it took a special kind of courage for Dave Sexton to face the cameras and look for yet another way to motivate his centre-forward, Peter Osgood.
First of all, I'd like to say that you know, when you've been with players for a long while, you get to, in a way, you get to love them. But sometimes, and it's the same with Ozzy, he's done great things for Chelsea, but sometimes he disgusts me. And I got sick and tired of watching him use other players up front to do all his running for him and not to do anything about it himself. And the same with Ian Hutchinson when Ian was up front. And Tommy Borbin's had two good games up front. He's worked very hard. He's had no support whatsoever, off the ball or on the ball, from Ozzy.
Well, the treatment worked because Peter Osgood worked his way back to form, and the proof came with one of the most skillful goals of the year, Chelsea against Arsenal.
Harris and Cook once more. A little flick there for Hudson. A nice little flick there again for Cook. Still Cook going on. Now can he make something of this? Osgood, and he scored! What a fine goal by Chelsea!
The save of the year, what else could it be than Gordon Banks from Geoff Hurst, that penalty at the end of the gruelling League Cup semi-final between West Ham and Stoke just a couple of weeks ago.
And I can tell you that there are two players in the West Ham side not daring to look. One of them is Tommy Taylor, one is John McDowell. It's now Hurst, he will not look. And now it's Hurst against Banks, and Banks has saved it miraculously. And the crowd are stunned and Stoke are delighted.
Gamesmanship, that's a word we heard a lot of in 1971, and it often was offensive and smacked hard at the very spirit of the game. But there was another side to it as well, and that was never better illustrated than by the cunning and the quick thinking of Queen's Park Rangers skipper Terry Venables. Here was a professional using his wits in a perfectly acceptable way. Terry Neal of Hull coming up to take a penalty, and you'll see Terry Venables, the figure in the hoop shirts behind him in a moment, who gives his goalkeeper a nod. He's scratching his head, he doesn't want Terry Neal to see which way he's going to point, and there he is, pointing that Terry Neal's going to hit it that way, and indeed he did, but he missed it as well. And now, because we like to think we have a good relationship with you through our Viewers' Letters spot each week, we've chosen a viewer's letter that produced, we think, the best action of the year. It came from 15-year-old David Hiddleston of 17 Brookville Rise, Lisbon in Northern Ireland, and he gave us the idea for some of the worst goalkeeping mistakes of the year. It worked out like this.
Lovers cross.
Played wide for Taylor, taking on Davey. Payne right up there. Bobby Tambling. Sewell trying to lift it in under that crossbar. And a goal! Oh, what a mistake by Sprake! And Sewell has equalised. And Best once more bursting on that scene and played there nicely by Perrin for Best. The hammer on, and Best off in chase. Can he give Simpson the slip? A shot and a goal! A mistake by Webster. Hurst making a run, Eustace also making a run. Bobby Moore trying to turn it back. Oh, a goal! Through the arms of Parks. Bobby Moore!
So that was our little review of 1971, and we all hope that you enjoyed it.